Morning everybody, how y'all doing today? Well, I'm rested up and I'm ready to start doing some stuff out here in the shop. And for starters, I want to show you this. The postman has already been here this morning, and I think that that new flywheel that I had been waiting on is here. Let's have a look. Hang on. Tuffy, settle down, buddy. A nice new rubber band. For Bruce. Thanks again, Ashton. Oh wow, look. A filter, which of course I did not order. Some stuffing. And a flywheel. Oh yeah, look at that. Can you see? Can you see them magnets in there? It's even got the ring gear for a starter motor. Very nice. Very, very nice. Alright, let's see what else they got here. That should just be, there shouldn't be anything in that. Yeah, that's just for packaging. And let's see if he actually put something in this or if he's just teasing me. For Bruce, thanks again, Ashton. He's the guy I've been in contact with over there at the place where I ordered these from. Oh, it looks like a bunch of gaskets. Wow. I'm going to get them out of there without damaging them. Whatever they are. Looks like he squeezed them in there. Look at that. Looks like a head gasket. Maybe a valve cover gasket. Oh, a new oil seal. Oh, an exhaust gasket. A couple of exhaust gaskets. A bunch of them. That guy's awesome, man. Kudos to them. And you know what? And a new air filter too. Wow. That guy is too much, man. That is cool as it could be. And you know what's really funny about this? When I ordered these, that flywheel and the coils, I got the flywheel and one coil for 40 bucks. And then I ordered an extra coil for 10 bucks. Well, by the time it came and I realized it was the wrong one, and I went back to the website to see if how I had to do to contact him, that flywheel and one coil had gone up to 99 bucks. The price had went up that high. And now he sent me all this free stuff. He sent me a spark plug, the air filter, all those gaskets, and the oil seal. Those people are good, man. I really like the way they do business. That's outstanding. I gotta be sure to give them a nice feedback, That's from eBay. And I don't remember the exact name of the seller off the top of my head, but I'll probably post it in the description just so you guys can know. Alright, well, moving on, what I have planned for today is, well, now you know I got to take the motor out and do the motor work now that I can. But that's not what I had on mind for today. Today I wanted to work on that tail rack brake light fixture. And I have some ideas about which way I'm going to go with that. And yeah, we still have a possum problem. There's apparently that one we caught was a infant, and apparently the parental unit of the possum world is still at large, and he keeps getting in my trap and eating my bait and not getting caught. The trap is malfunctioning. That rod I have holding the door open keeps falling down and getting in the way of the door shutting. So I got to do something with that. I got an idea, but I'm gonna have that'll be a thing of its own. But I'm gonna have to mess with that today because it's just bad, I mean, the big old boogers. I'm afraid they're gonna tear my cat up or something, But Okay, so I'll show you more as I know more. And I want to thank you for coming by. And, well, let's get into it. Alright, here's the idea. I drew out the shape of what I want. I took the fender, laid it up here to get an idea how big it was. And then I made it just a hair wider than that because I don't want it rubbing while, you know, I'm putting the fender in place. And I drew that out approximately how the size I want. And I changed my mind. I wasn't going to use that 5. I was going to use 5/16 rod. I changed up to 3/8 just because it's a little bit stronger and a little bit beefier. I don't want no wimpy stuff on there that's going to bend, you know, first time I hit it with something. And I think this will be fine. And then what I did was I took it and I laid it out here and I drew marker lines on it where the bends will be. And then I took it in the shop there and put it in a vise and heated it up and bent it. And the trick is to get it to where it doesn't have, you know, to where it's pretty much level and doesn't have a whole lot of that in it. It had a lot more and I had to straighten it. I'm still not quite done, but you get the idea. See what I mean? See, I don't like that. I want it to be the same on both sides. I don't want it to be crooked. And then I'll make a shorter, smaller one. This is too big. I have to cut some of the ends of these off because I don't want it that tall. This piece would make it a full-on sissy bar because it's way too big. And I'll make a smaller one just like it for the front and then weld my cross pieces in there together. I'm going to weld tabs on it and weld tabs on the frame so I can bolt it on and bolt it off. And well, that's the plan. And that's how far I've gotten. Then of course you have to duplicate it, one for the front end. And the next thing I'll do is make my tabs to go on the end of this and what will weld to the frame. So I can establish the height of what that adds to it. I'll chop these off where they need to be chopped off. And then cut my stretchers. And start welding them together. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it works out. You know what they say, nothing ever goes as planned. Alright, so I'm making my brackets, my tabs. I measured them 1 inch a piece. There's going to be 8 because there's going to be 4 legs and they've got to bolt together. I drilled my holes at 5/8 from the end, that way I have the little room to weld. Because 4 of them will be welded to the frame and 4 of them will be welded to the luggage rack. That way I can bolt it on or unbolt it. And the next step, I'm going to countersink 4 of them because I'm going to be using flat head screws. So I'm going to countersink 4 of them. I'm going to do that now. Alright, got my countersunk enough to where I'm happy with them. If I go much deeper, it's just going to hog the hole out. So at least it will look like it's flat. It won't be rocking. And the reason I'm using flathead is because that's what I have. I don't want to have to go to the hardware store for this. I'm just using some of the stuff I have here. And so now I just got to cut them into individual pieces, grind them down to the shapes that I want, and start welding. Yeah. Alright, so that'll be next. I don't know, I thought you guys might like to see how I'm doing this. I'm taking my angle grinder with my flat disc on it and going around and cleaning up my edges so that the end result looks like that. Oop, there we go. Something to that effect. And then I'm taking my little cutoff tool and cutting it off, and then going back to the angle grinder and cleaning up that cut, and then starting all over again and just repeating the process. The biggest hassle with that is I keep having to unplug and plug in the other tool. But it's working. And that way I don't have to fondle all these little pieces and try to do them individually. Ta-da! And then back to the grinder. Cut, clean, shape, cut, clean, repeat. Anyway, I thought you might find that interesting. Oh yeah, that's how I'm doing that. Alright, so there's those 4 little tabs. And on the next 4, they're going to be a little different. They're going to be rounded off like this on the end. But on the other end, where they're going to weld onto the rod, they'll be tapered. And I think you can see the lines that I've drawn there. And that way it won't be wider. It won't just come out. Wow, big old thing there. It'll have a little flair to it, a little shape, a little style, if you will. That's going to be a little more intricate to cut, but it's okay. It's going to be fine. I'm going to get them done, and then I'll show you where we go from there. Okay, I got them all cut out. I got to clean these 3 up yet. I ended up having to make an extra one because I had one of these in my pliers, grinding it, and I lost my grip, and that sucker went shooting across the yard or somewhere. I don't know what happened to it, man. It disappeared in a flash, and I have no idea where it went. So I had to make another one, had to re-drill and measure and cut and all that crap. But anyway, I'm gonna clean these up and then we can move forward. I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was kind of funny. Maybe I'll find it someday with a mower. Alright, I don't know if you can see this or not, but here's the front part of it. I welded the tabs on it, held it in place with some magnets and tack welded it to the frame. This is still flexible right here. I'm going to raise it up a little bit just to get it like a little bit of clearance above the fender. And don't want much, just a little bit. But anyway, there's the front part of it. I hope that you can see that. There you can see it a little bit coming across there. And it's in a position to where if the seat goes down, I don't think I'll hit it. I don't think I'll hit it. It'll be up underneath this leather flap, but the seat won't actually hit it. I mean, I'll have to bounce pretty good in order to hit it. And then, even if so, it should be far enough back that I don't hit it. Anyway, that's the front part. Now I gotta duplicate that process and do the rear part before I can put the stretchers in. Alright, there's the back one with the tabs welded on it. He's kind of warm yet. I just got done welding it and then grinding off the slag and some of the ugliness. But yeah. Now I'll bolt the tabs on there and then I can hold it to the frame and tack weld them in place, and that way it'll fit. And it takes the guesswork out of it. Here's a look at it. You can kind of see the angle of what I'm going for. Maybe you can see that. And then above that, I think you can see that this will actually be the top of the luggage rack part. This will just be kind of a grab handle. I don't know why, but why not? And in here somewhere is going to be that light. Most likely right in here, up underneath the luggage rack and in between the fender. But I've got to make my cross pieces, find the level before I weld anything further. And so that's what I'm dealing with now. Well, I got that little bit tacked in there, that little crossbar, to where it's level. I held this, well, it's a ruler, but it's like 1.5 feet long across there. And I set a level on it and moved it around until I got satisfied. Of course, now it doesn't look like it's level at all. Ah, jeez. It might have moved on me or something, I don't know. Anyway, I can move this forward a little bit if I have to raise it up. Being perfectly level is not necessarily important. Being able to hold my things on there is what's important. But I ran out of welding wire. So, that being said, looks like I'm out of business for the day. I think I'm going to go ahead and measure and cut my stretchers and get them ready. I'll go get some welding wire tomorrow. I don't even know what time it is. Well, yes, I do. I did go and get a clock to put out here in the shop. Let me show you that. I know you probably can't see it for the glow off that light, but up that big round thing behind the light is actually a clock that I had in the house, and I put some batteries in it and brought it out here. It's real flowery and oh, it's just beautiful. But it works. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna cut my stretchers, get them ready, so when I get some welding wire, all I gotta do is put them in place. And I'm toying with some other ideas about exactly how I'm gonna go about mounting that lamp still yet. And a couple other things, but I'm not gonna bore you with all that. I can show you when it happens. But that's gonna be it for now. I'll put this video together probably after I get this finished, and then share it with you. Unless it's really long up till this point, in which case it'll be a part 2 thing. We'll find that out in editing. But thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, so stay tuned. You never know what's going to happen next. Hey you guys, you know what, I was just thinking, and I just want to say that when I asked you guys for your suggestions and your input and your feedback about how I should go about doing this tail rack and light setup, I don't want any of you guys to think I dismissed your ideas. It was great. I appreciate everything that you guys said. I took it all into account and took days thinking about it. And honestly, I can't tell you whose ideas I'm using and whose I'm not, because, well, it's been a while. And it's all kind of jumbled together in my head now about all the different ideas. And if I'm using your idea, you'll know it. If I'm not using your idea, you'll know it. In which case, I apologize. However, the way I'm doing this is just the way I felt would work and be easiest and best suited for what I'm doing, without going into a bunch of extensive labor. But I just want to say thank you for all of your input. It was great that you guys contributed to the cause in that fashion, and I just want to say thank you. Alright? Alright. I didn't want you to feel left out or like I forgot, you know? Okay. Thanks, guys. You know what? I'm kind of regretting cutting that fender off as short as I did. How many times are you going to back up into a building? Huh? I don't know. Not very often, most likely. I got some thinking to do. That's just a magnet holding that extra piece back on there. I don't know. Things that make you go, Yep. There's my stretchers. Two pieces of 3/8 round steel and 2 pieces of square steel. I don't even know what size that is. I want to say 3/8, but I'm not sure. I tore the tag off and threw it away. I don't have a tape measure handy. Anyway, yeah, little square pieces. I'll give it a nice flat surface for whatever's sitting on there to sit on there. These will be a little bit lower for your bungee cords. Have something to hook to. Should be swell. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.